there's this mental, I don't want to say mental hospital, but there's this hospital, again, in Huntington, where it's not like an insane asylum, okay? So there's not like extremely deranged people, but they put people in there that do have mental issues, like suicidal and, mildly deranged, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Not like actual criminally, insane, but just like, maybe troubled. Mm-hmm. Well, I knew a guy who was an orderly at the hospital when we were in college, and he hated the job because he said he felt bad seeing all the people in such pain and everything.
Right.
But he needed money to pay the bills, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when he got there, he heard this story of what they, I don't want to say the name of the hospital, but
okay.
They call it the Black Angel of, in the name of the hospital, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the story he was told when he first started there was that people that are in these rooms, because some of them are padded, some aren't, right?
Right.
And whenever they were in there, sometimes oh God, dang you! Who is that?
Lydia.
Lydia.
Wait.
Oh! You just scared the shit out of me, girl. Did you do that on purpose?
No, not intentionally.
Anywho.
You're going swimming?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some more boxing now.
Boxing?
Now?
Yes, that's boxing. I made my cuts bleed more. Good.
Okay. Anywho, he said the stories he was told was that, like, people who were in these hospital rooms would, like, be, like, their normal, I guess you want to say, insane selves.
Right.
But all of a sudden they'll start yelling, "Get her out of my room! Get her out of my room! She's staring at me!" And when they open the door, they're like, "What are you talking about?" They always say the same thing, that there was a woman in a black gown with, like, white eyes staring at them from the corner of the room, and then the next day they die. Yeah. And I almost said his name. This person, my friend, he said that
What? Knock on wood.
he had worked there for like 3 months or whatever, and he himself heard someone screaming this from a room, and a day or two later the guy did die. Yeah.
This is all in Virginia?
It's in West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia. Yeah. So, like, yeah. And that's down near where... Have you ever heard of the Mothman? You've never heard of the movie The Mothman Prophecies with...
I have.
Yeah, that's in West Virginia. Seriously.
Oh, okay.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia. That's where that, like, originated.
That was with,
Richard Gere and Deborah Messing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and also, I forget the blonde, it's Laura Linney. Yeah. Anywho, the story behind that, right, is Chief Cornstalk. This is back in colonial America, right? I think it was Chief Cornstalk. Don't hold me to that name. I'm not up and up because, like I said, I've had lots of friends from Point Pleasant, but, like, I'm not a connoisseur of the Mothman. Anywho, like, he was taken captive, right, by settlers, I want to say, and something happened where I can't remember if he was poisoned or if he was just murdered, okay? But, like, the point is, before he died, he cursed the land.
What?
Yeah, something like he cursed it or cursed them or somehow, and this Mothman appears and, like, bad things happen. Like in the 60s, he supposedly appeared and the Silver Bridge collapsed and killed a whole bunch of people and everything. And the movie's not exactly that accurate, really, to what the Mothman's about. But in Point Pleasant, there's a huge silver statue of what the Mothman looks like, supposedly. And, like, it's huge. Like, people have climbed it and taken pictures of them sitting on his shoulder. It's that big.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, though. I mean, the statue, But, yeah. All this weird stuff happens in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a million stories.
I know.
Yeah.
What other ones you got? I only had those two, and that's it.
Trying to think. I told you about the nunnery. Trying to think of other like ghost stories from the haunted Parkersburg tour. The Blennerhassett Hotel is absolutely haunted.
The what?
It's called the Blennerhassett Hotel. It's an old hotel that's in downtown.
Right.
And it's haunted. Like, I've never personally experienced there, but people have like said they'll smell cigar smoke all the time, and of course no smoking allowed. And like right before that, they'll hear organ music and all kinds of freaky things.
What?
Oh, the theaters are absolutely haunted in West Virginia. Oh my God.
All of them?
Like, and by theaters I mean not like movie theaters. I'm talking actual like where we put on plays and stuff. Like the Parkersburg Actors Guild. One of my buddies that is like does a lot of technical stuff there. He said that like he's been working in the middle of the night and he knows he's there by himself, and he'll hear people calling his name.
Why does he stay and work there?
He's not too spooked by things like that.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't get scared by stuff like that. But yeah, he said he'll hear people like he said one time he was on a ladder focusing a light, which I don't know if you've ever been in plays or anything, but when you're like focusing lights, it's really high, you know?
Right.
And it's not a good idea to do it by yourself because it is so dangerous, actually, you know? You should have someone spotting the ladder and everything. But he said he was up there focusing, he heard someone say, "Look out," and his name. He got down and like a moment later, like the ladder collapsed and stuff. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's very weird.
Marietta's pretty haunted too, which is Marietta, Ohio, which is right across the river. I've encountered all kinds of ghost stories and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Again, I just really, really believe in that stuff. And I truly, truly do believe that paranormal things happen to those people who are open to that experience.
Right.
Like,
wait, how are you open to it? You mean like asking for it?
Well, not so much asking for it, but A, really honestly believing in it, and B, mentally opening yourself up to allow that to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do you think like Ouija boards, like that stuff?
The only time I ever had anything involved with a Ouija board, and I never ever did it again for this reason, okay?
Okay.
One of my good friends when we were in high school, actually, I went to her house after school one time on a Friday night. We were hanging out, and she said she did a Ouija board, and I never believed in that, right?
It's yours?
And so we put our hands on it, and I was not pushing it. Like, I was barely touching it, right?
Let go.
I was barely touching it for that reason.
Right.
That I didn't believe in it, and I did not want to be the reason for it moving. Well, I thought she was pushing it, right?
Right.
Well, she lifted one hand, started scratching her face, leaving only one hand on there, and for a moment she lifted her hand, and I wasn't touching it all, and it was still moving. So,
wait, I remember you telling me this story.
yeah, so when that happened, after that, I was freaked out, and I was like, I was done with that. Done. Never, ever, 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 ever play with the Ouija board ever again. And my wife made me buy one because she wanted one for her just to have, because she never used one. And she got so mad at me because I told her I refuse to use it. Refuse.
You think that if you do stuff like that with Ouija boards, like it'll bring out like evil spirits?
I don't know if I want to say I believe it'll bring out evil spirits so much as like seeing a ghost or the experiences I've had that I've told you guys about. That's like there's a disconnection there. You know what I mean? Like even though I've seen these things and heard these things and whatever, that's me. I'm in one place and they're in another. But I think when you do the Ouija board thing, it's like allowing them to move through you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't like that. That's freaky. I don't like that.
You know, on Ghost, that movie with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how, like, the, whenever the evil stuff, like the people.
Come to take the guy away?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
do you think there's like dark stuff like that?
Well, yeah, and the reason being because I totally meant what I said, where if you believe in God, you have to believe in... I don't want to say believe in evil, but you can't have good and not evil. You got to have both.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the evil things have never scared me because I've always known that I've been protected. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where I don't worry about that so much.
My grandpa always tells me not to worry about the dead, but to worry about the living.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't fear the dead, you should fear the living.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even
I
though
agree
the
with that.
dead's kind of scary.
Yeah, because it's like, going back to like why The Exorcist was such a scary movie to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's that intangible. Like, if someone breaks into my house, I could protect myself somehow.
Uh-huh.
I could fight them off. You can't always fight off a spirit. You know what I mean? Soccer team that crashed in the Andes.
That's real, right?
Yeah, that's a true story.
You had to eat.
Yeah, they ate one of the people, I think.
If you had to eat somebody in the house, who would you eat?
That's two.
What? What'd you say? What'd you say, Jordan?
He said if you had to eat someone in this house, who would it be? And I said us two.
Why?
I don't know. You didn't like us, Rano.
I like you.
But
Mm-hmm.
No, I like you.
Maybe not in Big Brother game, but maybe you don't like us in Big Brother, and maybe you like us in regular.
I like you as people.
like, what kind of people? Tasty people?
Jeff keeps grabbing my butt.
'Cause
Okay,
I'm gonna
like-
eat it.
Like, being completely legit, part of the reason why I did what I did was because I didn't like Casey, and I thought Casey had totally won you guys over to, like, put me up.
Yeah, but Rano, you said I was your bestie.
Here's the thing, like,
And I stuck up for you. I was
know.
always so nice to you, and you just like stabbed me in the front and in the back.
I'm sorry,
I mean, it's okay. I'm over it now.
right?
But like even I even heard like even after
Oh, sorry.
like our apology things, like you're still like, I want them to gone.
No, absolutely not.
And you know, I don't know. I just think I was always nice to you and
You were.
good to you, and then
You were.
like you stabbed me in the front and back.
That was just a decision based on who I was aligned with, and I seriously thought that, like, Casey had gotten to you guys, and I knew Casey wanted me up and wanted me out, like, one of the first ones on his hit list, and I thought that he had totally, like, pulled you guys over and that you were of one mind on that.
Uh-huh.
That's where that came from. But no, honestly, in absolute legitimacy, after, like, the meltdown week 2 when I was at HOH, I have not said crap to anyone about anything because I do not want to get... Try and see how long I could last, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which obviously, it was 2 more weeks.
Yeah, but you know how stupid we look because we were like, oh my god, Ronnie's so nice. And I even said, Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. And then you're probably like, oh, she's dumb.
No, it wasn't like that. I just was playing the game and, you know... And like I said, in hindsight, absolutely, the way that I should have handled that was whenever I was approached by Braden, whatever, for that vote, I should never have led you guys to believe that I was going to vote with you guys. I should have just been like, no. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
And then, God, who knows where this crazy game would have gone then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you change one thing and everything can change.
Yeah.
So for all we know, like, if I had done that, it could have been me out week 2. I could have not won HOH, you know what I mean?
I don't think Braden would ever win.
You don't think you would have ever won?
I don't know. Braden was different. You know?
You know he did, like, tell me legitimately after he didn't get picked to play in that first veto competition,
Mm-hmm.
he did tell me in the storage room that he said, I'm so upset I didn't get to play. I'm not getting to play. And I said, yeah, me too. I actually wanted to get picked to play. He goes, yeah, but I just wanted to play because if I won, I'd like to use it just to mess stuff up. And that was the most un-Braden-like thing I'd ever heard him say.
that's so Braden, because he doesn't even know what the fuck that means.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't know Braden that well.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He was probably like, just want to mess things up. You know how Braden always talks like that?
Yeah. I guess not. I guess I didn't know Braden that well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do regret not putting Russell up week 2 now.
Yeah, was that all staged?
No.
Because, like, this
No.
is what my way on it. He was, like, so mean to you and would, like, whenever you were going
Yeah.
to the diary room, would be like, rat,
No.
rat. And then you would, like, walk by, but me and Jeff wouldn't say it. We just ignored you, but you're just, like, them two out, but you would rather keep Russell.
No. Honestly, here's the thing about that. Like, I had several people, like, I don't want to say everyone in the house because that's not true, but a lot of people chirping in my ear, backdoor him, backdoor him, backdoor him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, right up into that veto meeting, right up into the moment whenever Jeff took himself down and I had to stand up there, I didn't know what I was going to do, and it actually got me in trouble. I hope they don't get mad at me and pinch me for this, because I actually got scolded in the dinner that week.
Yeah.
I felt Laura would never forgive me for putting her up, and she would want to put me up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And I knew if I put you up, Laura would go home.
And then,
I mean, is that a true...
did you put Jeff on the block because you didn't think he had a chance to win veto?
Not, absolutely not. I put Jeff on the block because I knew he had a great chance of winning the veto. And at that time, I did believe the stories I got told about Laura saying I was the manipulator, puppet master of the season, and she wanted me out.
What do you have to do with me?
Because I knew you'd win the veto over her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why, absolutely. I never wanted you to go home, Jeff, or Jordan. Never. And you could ask Michelle or anyone. I told everyone that. And I even told Michelle the day of the meltdown after the veto ceremony. I don't know if she ever told you this. But I said, I know Jeff and Jordan are mad at me, but please feel free to tell them this. I said, and I told her, I said, I don't want them going home. And they never were any danger of going home. I even told everyone that I did not want anyone to vote for you to be evicted, Jordan. I told everyone that.
Right.
But, I mean, am I correct in that feeling that Laura, even if I put up Russell and he went home and she stayed, she never would have forgiven me?
Mm-hmm.
So, that was that. If I felt that Laura would have forgiven me, and, like, it would have been water under the bridge, I honestly probably, like, if she had just, like, told me, listen, hey, if you still do this, we're cool, no matter what, I promise you, and, like, I believed it, I probably would have put Russell up in a heartbeat.
You would have?
Yeah, I really would have. I really, really would have. Because that was honestly my plan. Whenever I gave that speech about this is strategic, whatever, it's because I knew Jeff had a good chance of winning the veto. And I thought that Laura would be able to handle it, and Jeff would take himself down, and then I could put up Russell, right? But then after all that craziness started going down, and the way I saw Laura looking at me, I didn't feel like I could talk to her, and I felt like she was taking it a lot worse than I thought she would. And at that point in time, I seriously, I absolutely wrestled right up into Laura would go home.
And then,
I mean, is that a true...
did you put Jeff on the block because you didn't think he had a chance to win veto?
Not, absolutely not. I put Jeff on the block because I knew he had a great chance of winning the veto. And at that time, I did believe the stories I got told about Laura saying I was the manipulator, puppet master of the season, and she wanted me out.
What do you have to do with me?
Because I knew you'd win the veto over her. Yeah, that's why, absolutely. I never wanted you to go home, Jeff, or Jordan. Never. And you could ask Michelle or anyone. I told everyone that. And I even told Michelle the day of the meltdown after the veto ceremony. I don't know if she ever told you this, but I said, I know Jeff and Jordan are mad at me, but please feel free to tell them this. I said, and I told her, I said, I don't want them going home, and they never were any danger of going home. I even told everyone that I did not want anyone to vote for you to be evicted, Jordan. I told everyone that.
Right.
But, I mean, am I correct in that feeling that Laura, even if I put up Russell and he went home and she stayed, she never would have forgiven me?
Mm-hmm.
So, that was that. If I felt that Laura would have forgiven me, and, like, it would have been water under the bridge, I honestly probably, like, if she had just, like, told me, listen, hey, if you still do this, we're cool, no matter what, I promise you, and, like, I believed it, I probably would have put Russell up in a heartbeat.
You would have?
Yeah, I really would have. I really, really would have. Because that was honestly my plan. Whenever I gave that speech about this is strategic, whatever, it's because I knew Jeff had a good chance of winning the veto, and I thought that Laura would be able to handle it, and Jeff would take himself down, and then I could put up Russell, right? But then after all that craziness started going down, and the way I saw Laura looking at me, I didn't feel like I could talk to her, and I felt like she was taking it a lot worse than I thought she would. And at that point in time, I seriously, I absolutely wrestled right up into at that veto meeting. And if I had thought, I mean, if Laura had told me, hey, listen, this is water under the bridge, blah, 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 I seriously would have put Russell up in a heartbeat.
Looking back on it now, do you think you made a bad decision? Or no?
Knowing what I know now, yeah, of course it was a bad decision. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as you'll read when you get out in my blog that I wrote as HOH, I even said on there, you know what, not putting him up may ultimately be my biggest regret in this game. I said, however, that having been said, I made the best decision based on my information and feelings I had at that time. I said, and I even said in the blog, and I fully accept that if in next week or the week after or whenever, if Russell gets me evicted, that will be my biggest regret, and I will accept it. But then again, coming into this game, I said I wanted to play the game. I wanted play this game the way I wanted to play it. And if I do get evicted, I want it to be because of something I did to myself, not something I let someone do to me. Does that make sense? And I feel I've achieved that goal.
Right.
Because I did do this to myself by not putting Russell up.
No, you put the two nicest people up.
But yeah, seriously, and honestly, man.
Stuff.
But that was the reason why I even did that, because Casey, I should have put Casey up. I wanted to put Casey up after his being absolutely honest, after the comment he made during the first have and have not competition.
What did he make?
Oh, the way he ran over behind me and Michelle and Shima and was like, oh, you guys are such brains. Oh, you're so smart, but you can't even build these pipes. You're so smart. Oh, yeah. And was taunting us.
I think that's, Casey, though. That's like his...
Yeah, but it's just the way it came off in the moment, I guess, you know? Because
Right.
I didn't know him too well yet at that point in time. And then, like, he and I, it just got like a personal thing because he may be the best person ever. I do not know. But I just know he's running his education career the exact opposite of the way I run mine. And that teach his own. I mean, I'm not going to say anything else other than that. But yeah. What?
George just keeps going,
No, listen.
But no, that's how all that went down, being absolutely honest.
Right.
And Michelle didn't even know who I was going to put up. She didn't know anything. She didn't even talk to me that week as HOH. Really, no one knew anything or whatever. Because you didn't go up. And I thought, you don't have any power. You had no decision in this. I'm like, Jesse just happened to decide to keep me safe. I'm like, that's it. Jesse decided to put up Kevin. Or not Kevin, Casey. I'm like, you didn't have any control in that. And that was all that happened in the storage room. That's it. That's all that was said in that storage room.
That's it?
That's it, seriously.
Oh.
And I left. As no sooner he said that, I went, oh yeah, sure, whatever. Because I was like, screw it. You know, at this point in time, everyone hates me. I shouldn't really be ruffling any feathers. It's not that I was in with him. It's not that I agreed with him. I just didn't want to make any waves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I left the storage room. But no, what he's talking about the food and drink is Wednesday afternoon was when he said the whole, do you trust me, do you trust me, do you trust me? And I told him, what I was going to give the analogy to Kevin, but I didn't get out because the fight started in the bathroom, you know, was at that moment, everyone hated me. So if you're starving and someone throws you any kind of scrap of food, you'll eat it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why didn't you just come down?
Yeah, we were all wondering that.
I
I was
thought
like,
you
dude,
were all
what's
like...
it fucking... What do you think we're gonna do? Fucking kill you?
No, I just knew everyone hated me, and I'll tell you why here in a second. There's actually a reason for that. About 11 p.m. Wednesday night, everyone was outside or whatever. I hear a knock, knock, knock at the door again. It's him. He thrusts a bowl of fruit and a 2-liter of Diet Coke at me, and he gotten the reputation of being the most random BB player ever.
Do you want to be remembered as the mastermind?
I don't know about that. Because to be the mastermind, I think you would have to make it past week 4. But I will say this. I think there's only about 10 weeks in this competition, right?
Right.
So we're about halfway through, right?
Right.
I think when the season's said and done, I will be known as the man who's personally responsible for causing the drama for the almost entire first half of this game.
Okay, wait, answer this because you're so... Put it in order because I want to see your prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Who you think's going to be... let's pretend you don't know anything.
Uh-huh.
Put in order who you think it's going to be.
What do you mean? Like
Like-
evicted next?
Yeah, like next.
Well, of course that depends on who wins HOH.
Yeah, everything.
Well, I'm just saying who you think.
But in all likelihood, Russell will go home next week.
Mm-hmm.
But Russell will go home next week. But that's going with foregoing he might win POV, right?
Right.
Should he win POV? Oh God.
One of us.
No.
It's
no.
okay, you can say it.
No, I really don't think it'll be either of you. I don't. And I can promise you this much. If by some weird, I don't know thing, it's not going to happen, but this is just me being hopefully optimistic, foolishly optimistic almost.
Mm-hmm.
I can promise you guys, if I say, I realize I made a mistake week 2, and this is squashed completely.
Right.
If I somehow end up staying, it's absolutely, I made a huge mistake week 2, and I fully intend to remedy, which you'll
Are you
see.
the wizard?
I am not. No.
I am not. No,
I wish.
dude. I don't think anyone knows. To be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah,
I think it's Michelle.
I think it's either Michelle or Kevin.
I do too.
I don't think people know yet.
But
You've been wrong and everything else, so...
I know. Zip it.
I think Russell. However, I mean, I don't know. It just depends. I think though, you two have a good shot at Final 6.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Of course, again, depends on who wins HOH.
Who do you think's gonna win this?
Win the whole game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Honestly,
God.
no
I'm trying
lie.
to think. Let me think.
No BS lie.
Thursday night, if Julie Chen says, Ronnie, who do you think stands the best chance of winning the game right now? Based on what I know from people for a fact have said and their behaviors and where I think alliances lie right now. I think the final 2 could very easily be... Hold on.
No lie, we're not. I mean, this is just
No,
us,
I'm
like...
I'm probably
being
gonna say the same
stupid.
Oh yeah,
thing as you.
absolutely. I'm absolutely. It's not going. Obviously, not me. It's not going to be Russell. Russell will be gone. As much as I hate to admit it, I think Jesse won't make it.
Really?
No.
Won't?
No. He's too big of a target. It's like me. Like, I wanted to make it to the end, but I knew in my heart of hearts, I'm not being arrogant here, but I knew in my heart of hearts once people saw how much I knew about the game, my ability to talk to people and socialize and everything, I was going to be, even if it weren't for the lies, people would want me out of here. Why do you think Russell doesn't want me in the jury house?
Mm-hmm.
Number one, just know this. His nomination speech was complete and total crap. It was a lie. That whole thing about you affronted my God and all that, lie. I did say the thing about alleging that I was in here with Lydia and Kevin, which I was in here, but we're talking about personal crap and that's it. Where he alleged that I said I'm working Jesse and Natalie and I know just exactly how to get them out of here. Complete and total fabrication. I never said that. And what he's referring to was he asked me again outside if I said that. And I said, no, I didn't. And I did say at that point in time, let me go get Lydia and Kevin. They'll tell you. And he goes, no, there's no need for that. I mean, now obviously I know why, because he was trying to play everyone against everyone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I said, well, then fine. I said, I swear to God, let me go get my Bible. I'll swear on my Bible. And that's what he took as offense, was me saying that. But, anywho, I lost my train of thought. What was it saying? Anyways, I honestly believe even if it had been for the lies, I think people would have seen my knowledge of the game and viewed that as a threat, and I'd probably still be going out about now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I really do believe that. But, I don't think it'll be Lydia or Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, Jordan, I'm sorry, I don't think it'd be you.
Oh, I know.
I think, Jeff, you stand a good chance of maybe making the final two. Depending on what goes down. Depending on what goes down.
Yeah, I know.
I actually think Shima stands a good chance, depending on what goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Michelle will stand. I think Michelle will make final five, if that.
Right.
You need a lot of luck in this game.
Well, no, you are absolutely correct, because Jesse, when Dan hosted the competition, when we all came inside, Jesse actually said that. He said there's only one thing Dan said that is absolutely true. And I was like, what? He said, if you want to win this game, you have to have luck on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
far, I haven't had luck.
I've had just a little bit.
Oh, wait. Well, I have had luck on being on the block twice.
No one would ever vote. I don't know who the hell those two stray votes were. Who would vote to evict you in those weeks, Jordan? They're crazy. And here's the thing about, I've given a lot of thought. I've been wondering who it is because I did not get a vote week 2. So it wasn't me.
Right.
And I most definitely did a vote to evict Casey. As a matter of fact, he pissed me off with his speech and I said something really nasty in my vote.
Wait, with Julie?
Yeah. Whenever I voted to evict Casey, you know, I walked in there and Julie's like, hi, Ronnie. Hi, Julie. She said, please cast your vote now. I said, Julie, I vote to evict the hypocritical, sore loser, midlife crisis having Casey.
Good God.
Jesus. Are you allowed to say all that shit out?
Everything about his speech.
It wasn't that good, though, for him thinking about it for so long.
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't horrible. It definitely was not the worst, but...
And you, when Julie called your name, you get so excited. You're
I
like,
know, because you gotta understand, I've dreamed of being on this show, so for her to be like, Ronnie, I was like, oh! You know?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, he made me mad when I don't want to say mad, that's too strong. I found it humorous, some of it, in case you couldn't tell me laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, I admit it, my thing with Casey was, one, here's why, like, here's why I am so big on calling him a hypocrite, okay?
Okay.
When I was HOH, after the veto meeting, right, that Monday,
Right.
before all the freaking craziness went down Monday night, you two were on the hammock, okay? Laura was like sunbathing, I believe, or maybe she was inside, okay? And he was sitting by himself on the couch smoking outside. And,
As always.
right. And so I went over and I sat down, and he said, "Well, Ron, I just got one request." And I was like, "Okay." He said, "Don't treat us like we're freaking lepers." And I was like, "Have I ever?" And he goes, No, you haven't, Ron." And I said, "Okay." He goes, "But I'm tired of this with me, Jeff, Jordan, and Laura. Whenever we walk into a room, people quit talking. And whenever we're in a room, people won't talk to us. And we're made to feel like we're not part of the group. And I don't like that. It's juvenile. It's childish." And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "But Casey, have I done that to any of you guys?" He goes, "No, I told you haven't." And I said, "And I can promise you, despite whatever I've said in the past, I would never do that to you guys. No matter how mad I was or anything, I would never ostracize you guys or treat you guys as anything less